Welcome again, viewers and subscribers. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has announced the election date, which is September 3, 2020. Nomination day, August 18, 2020. Now people are asking, why did the Prime Minister call election when the election is not constitutionally due until June 2021? Well, people, the Prime Minister has information that you and I don't have. And this is why the Prime Minister has decided to call election. He's calling the election while the climate is favorable for him to win the election, as any smart political official would have done. So I'm going to look at some reasons as to why the Prime Minister called election in 2020 instead of 2021. Number one, he has an 18-point lead over the People's National Party, according to the latest Bill Johnson poll. Now we know that polls don't win election. That is a common cliche. Polls don't win elections. But polls tend to give a fair enough judgment as to what is going on the ground or amongst the electors. So that's number one. Number two, disruption of school. If you notice, the Prime Minister called the election just before the reopening of school. I suspect he did not want to call the election while school is in session, because school has been closed since March of this year, and closing school again to keep election campaigning, all of that would be a big disruption and a big distraction for school. So that may be one of the reasons why he called the election also. Number three, a potential global economic meltdown which will affect Jamaica. Now all over the world we see where the economy is getting very shaky. Hundreds of thousands of people worldwide have lost their jobs. We see where the US government has issued an advisory warning its citizens not to travel to Jamaica or to take precautions if they have to travel to Jamaica because of health and COVID related reasons, as well as crime and violence. We all know that we heavily rely on tourism for our exchange earnings. In fact, tourism is 50% of our foreign exchange earnings. And the tourism sector also employs about 1/4 of Jamaicans. So the worst is yet to come economically. So the Prime Minister is calling the election while the favorable atmosphere is there for him to win. Number four, the second wave of COVID is also coming. Now around the world, governments are instituting partial lockdowns again because there's a second wave of COVID-19. Even here in Jamaica, just a while ago, the Minister of Local Government, Desmond McKenzie, are closing rivers and beaches because the second wave of COVID is coming. We have also seen a spike in the COVID cases. So the second wave is here. So it might get worse. So call election while the chances of you winning are in your favor. And number five, calling the election in such a short time as well would minimize the whole heap of political campaigning and bandwagonism and jumping up on motorcade and all of that, because the election is only 3 weeks away, and this will minimize the spread of the COVID-19, because there's no use appealing to Jamaicans, telling them not to go on motorcade and social distance and all of that. It not go work in a Jamaica political climate. We have a culture of motorcade, mass gathering, and all of that. So calling the election in such short time will also help to minimize the spread of the COVID-19 due to less political campaigning. So these are my top 5 reasons as to why the Prime Minister chose to call the election in 2020 instead of 2021. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.